说中文。
Chinese pot, Chinese pot, Chinese pot. That's the way to learn Chinese. Chinese pot, Chinese pot, Chinese pot. That's the way to learn Chinese.
Hello there, newbies. This is Chinese Pod. We're in Shanghai. We bring you a lesson in spoken Mandarin, and my name is Ken Carroll.
Hi, I'm Jenny.
Jenny, do tell us about the lesson.
Yes, we are back in familiar territory.
Being
The bathroom.
the bathroom. Oh, God. Okay. It is important to know this stuff,
Yes, of
actually.
course.
How to get in and out of the said bathroom.
Sometimes inevitably you're in a hurry.
Yeah.
But the bathroom is occupied.
Okay.
And this is what happened.
We give you the
The
means
language.
with which to deal with that.
Yes.
Situation. Wow. Don't say we don't cover every possible situation here in Chinese Pod. Let's listen to the dialogue 3 times and then we'll come back. Now, if you're a newbie, of course, first time listener, it's very high frequency language and blah, blah, blah. Let's listen and we'll come back and talk about it later.
Okay. Dialogue first time.
有人吗？
有人，
不好意思，
没关系，我好了。
Second time.
有人吗？
有人，
不好意思，
没关系，我好了。
Third time.
有人吗？
有人，
不好意思，
没关系，我好了。
Let's translate it.
好。有人吗？
Is there anyone inside?
有人吗？
Is someone inside?
有人吗？有人，
Yes.
有人，
Yes.
有人。不好意思，
Oh, sorry.
不好意思，
Oops, sorry.
不好意思。没关系，我好了。
No problem. I'm done.
没关系，我好了。
It's okay. I'm finished.
没关系，我好了。That's it.
Well, there you have it.
Yeah.
So, lest you didn't figure out here, the scenario here is you are trying to get into a bathroom and you tap on the door to see if there's someone inside. And the way, this is how conversation proceeds in China, you
Yeah.
see? So you're learning the real gritty stuff here, gritty realism at its best here.
Okay, so let's take it from the top.
Well, if you insist.
有人吗？有人吗？
Now, let's start in the middle. Uncharacteristically, in the middle, we have the noun here, and it is
人，人。
人,
Second tone.
second tone, and 人 means
People or a person.
person or people. Good. Now, the first word was,
有，有。
and that's third tone.
Correct.
And that is the verb, literally the verb
To have.
have.
But it can also mean the verb to be.
Yes. And that's how it functions here.
Yes.
Now, at the end of this sentence, we have the particle.
吗？吗？
ma functions in Chinese as a way of creating a question. In English, there's lots of ways we create questions, but we change the word order and stuff like that. But in Chinese, word order doesn't change for questions. You just stick a ma, which is the particle at the end of it. So the three words here are, let's hear them again, please.
有人吗？有人吗？
Now, literally translated, that would be the verb to have, people, and a particle, a question particle. So it would be have people, question, if you literally translate
Very
it.
existential.
Indeed, existential, indeed, yeah. Now, the thing here again to point out, as you mentioned a second ago, the verb 有 means to have, but it can be also used in the sense of to be.
Yes.
Right? In this case, is there someone inside? Is there anyone there kind of thing?
Yeah.
And that's exactly how you'd use it. Say you walked into a big room or office and you wanted to know if anyone was around, you'd say,
有人吗？有人吗？
so literally translated, it would mean have people. So sometimes you'll hear Chinese people speak in English. They'll say there have instead of there is.
Because that's the construction in Chinese.
Indeed. Anyway, there you go. So one more time, the question is,
有人吗？有人吗？
and the answer is,
有人，有人。
so it's the same two characters, 有人.
Yes.
And that means,
Yes, there are.
yes,
Oh,
there
there
is.
is a
Yes.
person here.
有人吗, as in, are there people? 有人. There are people.
Yes.
That's pretty efficient right there. Okay. Now, here's an incredible phrase here that I suggest you learn in its totality. So let's hear it, please, Jenny.
不好意思，不好意思。
不好意思. Now, 不好意思 is a really useful phrase.
Yeah.
And it's a really interesting phrase, I think.
First of all, let's look at the pronunciation.
Fine.
不 fourth tone,
Yes.
好 third, 意 fourth, and 思 neutral.
Great. I think the way to learn this phrase, the numbers are important, of course, but the way to remember is as a chunk. So let's hear it
Yes.
again, please, Jenny.
不好意思，不好意思。
不好意思.
对。
Welcome back to another installment of Chinese Pod Trivia. And the question for you is, for what test does Chinese Pod offer preparation services for? Is it A, the polygraph, B, the colonoscopy, C, the HSK test, or D, the CAT scan?
The CAT scan?
Ooh, sorry, that is incorrect. The correct answer is C, the HSK test. That's right, Chinese Pod will thoroughly prepare you to pass this rigorous test of proficiency in Chinese. ChinesePod.com/HSK.
Now, 不好意思, in this context, essentially it means sorry, right?
Yes.
不好意思, oh, so sorry. Tell us when you might use 不好意思, in what kind of circumstances? Do you bump into someone? Or
Yes, it's like a light apology.
A light apology.
Or something that's embarrassing.
Okay.
Something you did you think is embarrassing.
Yeah. So you wouldn't do it for a very serious issue.
No.
There's other phrases you could use, but like you bump into someone or stand on someone's toe, or you knock something over. Oh, 不好意思. Now, I actually think that 不好意思 is kind of deeply embedded in Chinese culture because it's more to do with saying, "Oh, I'm embarrassed about that."
Which links to the concept of face.
Yeah, a little bit. I certainly. Now, I'm not so sure in this context. It's just not to overstate it. But 不好意思, for example, if somebody gave you a beautiful Christmas gift and you had forgotten to buy one for them, and they're handing it to you, you'd go,
不好意思.
不好意思.
Because it's embarrassing.
"It's embarrassing."
right?
Yeah, and you're showing. The
You
requisite-
acknowledge that,
You
yeah.
acknowledge it, yeah. So it can mean just, "Oh, sorry," and in a very serious situation, and it can also mean, "Oh, I'm kind of embarrassed by this," that kind of. But it's a wonderful phrase, and you'll learn it from context by seeing it at work and so on. So let's hear it again one more time, please, Jenny.
不好意思，不好意思。
不好意思. There you go. Now here's another equally high frequency phrase, and it's
没关系，没关系。
没关系, meaning.
No worries, it's
No
all
worries.
right.
Don't worry about it. It's
Doesn't
not a
matter.
big deal. 没关系. Now, this is also super, super, super high frequency stuff. You hear it all the time. And I think it is part of Chinese etiquette that you learn both of these phrases
Yeah.
very early on. The politeness and how you say
The
it.
response.
The response. So, 没关系, that's no problem. It's okay. Now, you can also, if somebody says 谢谢, you can also say 没关系.
没关系.
All right? It means forget
Don't
it. Don't
mention
mention it. Exactly. Great stuff. Now, literally translated 没关系, tell us about that, please.
关系 means matters
Yes.
or relations.
Relations or
and
connection. Yeah.
没 means doesn't have
Yes.
the negative, right?
Yes.
So
there is no connection. There's no
no-
problem.
对。
Yeah. 没关系 basically means it's just a way to say don't worry about it. All right? 没关系. Now, and then the phrase here is kind of funny at the
It's
end.
like the magic touch.
Yeah.
我好了，我好了。
Now, 我 as in the pronoun me, I,
Yes.
and 好了 means
Finished.
Finished.
Done.
completed
Completed
action.
action.
We don't need to explain what that action was here, but the guy's coming out of the bathroom, you know.
我好了。
我好了. I'm done. I'm finished. Now, this is just really high frequency language.
Yeah.
It's hopefully it's useful.
It functions in many different situations.
It does.
Contexts.
It
Not
does.
only limited to the bathroom. Of course.
Exactly. All right, let's listen to that 3 more times, shall we?
好。Dialogue first time.
有人吗？
有人
不好意思，
没关系，我好了。
Second time.
有人吗？
有人
不好意思，
没关系，我好了。
Third time.
有人吗？
有人
不好意思，
没关系，我好了。
All right, so don't say we don't give you, you know, the ways and means to deal with situations if you're in that bathroom, you're in that stall, and you hear the knock on the door and somebody's saying, 有人吗? Instead of like getting flustered, you can just say,
有人，有人。
有人, go away.
Don't
有人.
panic. And I notice quite often people will be knocking on your doors, your bathroom doors. Because in China, a lot of the doors, they don't function as they should.
my
So
God.
you might see a occupied a red sign, whereas it's actually empty,
Oh, I
or vice
see.
versa. So people always tend to check.
Yes. That's a good observation right
Yeah.
there. Wow. So now you know. You see, you learned the whole thing over here on Chinese Pod. The thing I'd say about this language here as well is patterns, 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 patterns. Notice that
Yeah.
we take an almost Lego-like approach to these phrases because they can be used in different contexts. They can fit together with other parts and so on. And I think the patterns are really the way to go, particularly when you're learning the tones. My suggestion is not to learn the tones in isolation because it'll drive you insane. You've always got 4 options at any one point for a single given item. So the way to learn the tones is in context, in chunks of language. And we've had a few of those here today. We, you know, 有人吗?
不好意思。
不好意思，没关系, all of this stuff. So that's the way to learn it. And of course, we'll try to add a little bit of drama.
Yes.
Hey, that's what we do.
Everything on Chinese Pod.
Indeed. So go there, ChinesePod.com, and explore this and other things because that's how you consolidate it by seeing it and seeing the same language again in different contexts. That's inductive learning right there.
Yes.
All right. Now we have to inductively leave, I guess, at this stage, huh?
But we'll be back tomorrow.
We certainly will.
Now it's time to say 再见.
再见.
As usual, ChinesePod provides an extensive selection of learning materials for this lesson on its website, www.chinesepod.com. You can access this lesson directly with the lesson number
0765
So just go to
www.chinesepod.com/0765
and you will find a transcript, vocabulary, and much more. The link again, www.chinesepod.com/.
0765